Hey, what's up? It's May 21st, 2021, and it is already like 6:37 o'clock. I am just now getting outside. We had a really rough night. The queen was not feeling great. She ate something that didn't agree with her. Her diet has been pretty junk lately because she has older siblings that buy a lot of junk, and she's the baby, so she gets her way most of the time. But either that or it was one of the many things that she put in her mouth from outside while she's out here playing with this water, Lord knows what. But it was a really difficult night for us. Needless to say, I didn't get to bed until probably like 2-3 o'clock this evening, and then I got up around 4. I had to jump in the shower just to kind of like wake myself up. But anyway, so I'm just gonna do there's no way I'm gonna get everything that I want to get done, so this is just gonna be a quick update video. But I am going to go show you the garden bed that we did yesterday. Okay, so here's the bed, and it looks like it's full of mulch, and that's just because the top layer is fairly dry, but underneath it is pretty composty. You can kind of see, and like right here, it's really good composted material. Anyway, so the overall construction of the bed is 14 blocks long by 4 blocks wide. You see the 3 blocks here, and then each block on the end cumulatively equates a block because it's 1 and 1. So, anyway, yeah, so what it comes out to is the exterior dimensions are just over 5 feet wide by just over 18 feet long, but the interior dimensions are roughly 4 feet wide, just under 4 feet wide actually, by about 17, just over 17 feet long. And the reason that I did that is because I'm going to eventually have one of these cattle, that's why the cattle panel is here next to it. I'm going to have one of these cattle panels inside in the center, standing up to trellis a row of tomatoes, and then on the perimeter of the exterior of the interior, so the perimeter of the interior, I'm going to be planting melons that I need to actually get in the ground here. I'm going to actually probably plant those today before it gets dark, so at least I feel like I've done something. And yeah, and then on the actual exterior block parts, we're going to be planting in these, of course. I'm going to be doing flowers, some okra, flowers, some okra, herbs, and I don't know, maybe I'll try some melons, some smaller melons, or some cantaloupes or whatnot in a couple of these, because the roots have access to go downward, so it's not like a limited little block of soil that they're going to be limited to. But I don't know how that's going to work, if they're more horizontal, shallow roots, or if they're going to be able to access the nutrients they need that deep. But we will find out, because that is what gardening is all about, is experimenting. I've never tried it in these cinder block, or cement block rather, type applications. So this will be a learning year. Every year is, if I'm being honest here. And if you're a gardener, you understand that as well. So anyway, that is the finished product. The sun is on its way down. I probably got an hour and a half left of light. But yeah, you can at least see this much better than last night. So the next time you see this, I will either be planting in it or it will have been planted. And it's going to be fun to watch this guy grow and fill up, and become full of goodies. And what I'm going to do is, this is not, I was trying to decide how important it was to me. This is not completely parallel to the fence. It's a little bit closer to the fence down here, and it's a little bit further away up there. So it's going, instead of being parallel, it's going like this a little bit. And it's not super noticeable right here, which is why I didn't catch it sooner, but it is super noticeable from my window that it is on an angle. And I was trying to decide how important that was to me, because it's easy enough to straighten out, to kind of like get this here and kind of like, so take it from here and just twist it a little bit to bring it more straight. It's just going to take a little bit of labor, which I'm not really in the mood for, and maybe this just helps me work on my OCD a little, and to have to deal with something not being perfectly aligned. Sometimes I have to do that to myself and test myself and just kind of beat it out of me, brute force style. But anyway, so what I'll do to kind of just help the aesthetics of that for my own mind is I'm probably going to plant this. Well, you'll see when I get it planted, but I'm going to kind of plant it. Whatever I plant over here, the border will be parallel with here. So it might come out a little awkwardly shaped, or like a lopsided flat pointed triangle on the left over here along the fence line, or we'll see how it goes. But it's not too big of a deal. It's not gonna like hopefully drive me too batty. But I'm gonna get a bunch more blocks to outline the rest little by little, right guys? Little by little. And then eventually this will all be full of raised beds, filled with predominantly our compost from the back, our composted mulch, and then topped with some soil, and then added more mulch to the top just to help with the moisture retention. So I'm excited to watch this come to life finally. It took long enough, but that's all part of gardening, you know? You do it in steps, little by little. Don't pay attention to that nonsense back there. That's all of the dog blankets that are rinsed and hair drying before they go in the wash. So yeah, little by little, and let's see, let's get the food forest behind me, starting to really fill in. And I'm excited I'm very tired, so I apologize about the energy. But see, I'm going to show you why I'm in such a rush to get that raised bed here planted. I really didn't want to have to up pot these, but these are starting to look sad. I need to feed them again. These are, let's see, come on. Beefsteak yellow is what they are. I don't know why. Here, there we go. Beefsteak yellow. I got beefsteak yellow, beefsteak pink. I got a bunch of Russian, purple Russians. I have a bunch of tomatoes. So these are all tomatoes. That whole thing there is tomatoes. This is tomatoes. These are tomatoes. I have tomatoes over there on the other side of that table. I have tomatoes still over there. There's still quite a bit of stuff to get planted, but there's a lot less stuff than before because we have at least, if not more than half of what we had already in the ground, which is good. But we need to get cracking on that, crack-a-lacking on that thing, the raised bed systems back there, because that's where the majority of our veggies are going to go. Because the food forest back here has quite a bit actually. So far, all the tomatoes we have planted, every veggie that we have planted so far is planted in the food forest. And we have jalapenos, tomatoes, squash, cucumbers, a ton of herbs, obviously, you know, fruit and melons and beans and everything so far, which I'm gonna enjoy very much as it matures and grows. But we have to get on the ball with getting the raised beds planted because all of our veggies, all of our annuals need to really start growing up. We got a lot in the food forest, but you know, our salsa gardens and whatnot, we eat. The salsa garden is mega important for us because we eat salsa by the gallon. I mean, we're a family of 9, and salsa is pretty much an everyday thing for us, whether it's fresh salsa, pico de gallo, cooked salsa, you know, reds, greens, the colorful salsa, avocado salsa. It's a predominant staple in our diet. So that is huge to get all of our tomatoes in. And I'm gonna definitely have to go get more jalapenos because I certainly don't have enough. I think we planted a total so far of probably like 15 peppers, maybe 20. But again, like I said, we are a family that consumes salsa by the gallons. We eat it with pretty much everything, one way or another. Salsa is a staple, so we have to get that garden that planted, and all of these guys planted before they start croaking on us. But yeah, so anyway, that's just the quick update of that bed. I am going to go and see how much energy that I can pull to get something else done. I would like to get something else done on my list here. I have my list. The kids got their list done today, so I'm very proud of them for that. I appreciate that. This is my list. Some of these things aren't today, like some of these things are calls I have to make next week, or things I have to source and find. But a lot of the weed things was all the kids. They did all their stuff today, so their list will renew tomorrow. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get at least a couple of these things scratched off. You know what I should have put on here? I should have put make a video, so at least I can scratch that off. Actually, I'm going to add that after this clip. But yeah, so let me go get to it. Hey Grandma, we love you, we miss you, we hope you're enjoying our videos. That was just a little video today of what we did yesterday with our raised bed. I can't wait for you to see it actually grown out. Yeah, hope you're enjoying these videos, Grams. We love you. Are you recording?
Yeah.
So I'm so tired, dude. Like, she was a fun companion last night. Maybe this one was yours because I don't see a marking on it. Maybe the markings just came off. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna go all the way down here. What did you plant today?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Don't think I planted anything.
Ooh.
I just did, like, stuff that in the garden that wasn't planting.
So I'm putting our soil in the hole that I'm actually planting in, and this is how I garden every time in mulch. Except this one actually has some chicken compost, some mycorrhiza mixed in the mix. I am not worthy of these plants. Like, they've been mistreated, but we're gonna get them in now. This one is a golden cassava. So I have the soil in there, and then I'm going to back cover with some of this bigger mulch just to help retain the moisture. And I'm going to put another golden cassava on this side right here. So anytime you're gardening in mulch, people will tell you, where's the grass collector? Where's the little toad that had the grass?
Is it that over there?
No, but it's about to be a new one. Anytime I come across grass roots in the mulch, because this came from the back, so there's going to be quite a bit, obviously I pull them out. And there is going to be grass growing up in this because there's just, I mean, it's impossible to get all the roots and seed, but that's okay because it's going to be super easy because it's not going to be rooted down into the clay soil. But what was I saying? Oh, about planting in mulch. People will say, you don't do it. It's going to rob your plants of nitrogen. And had I listened to them, I probably would have never got started in gardening. As you've just seen, for those of you that have been watching our videos this year, none of this was really planned. I mean, the blocks, we had intentions to do raised beds. What I love about planting in the mulch, I mean, look at this fungal colony, these fungal colonies, the mycorrhiza that's, mycelium, getting my words mixed up, that's just all over in here. But, what I was saying is, people will say, I don't know how much of that got recorded, but people will say, don't plant in mulch, it'll rob your soil or your plants of all the nitrogen, and there, of course, there's truth to that, especially if it's like heavy carbon, or brand new fresh mulch, just like a bunch of wood chopped up. But had I listened to that or been afraid to get started, I would never have gotten to the point that we've gotten to, because I would have overthought. This is a Golden Beauty Cassava also. I would have never had the gall to get started, because the soil, you think, it needs to be perfect and it needs to be 20 10 5 4 perfect ratios, this and that, and just look at nature. That's just not the case. It is the case. Okay, I'm saying things wrong here because I'm tired, but don't be afraid to start planting just because you aren't sure if your soil is ready. Yes, while this is pretty composted down at this point compared to what it was, it is still pretty carbon heavy, but that's okay because I plant the plant in the actual potting mix or soil medium that we make. So I only have to use a little bit, and it's composting down already. The soil that we brought up from the back, it's pretty composted down. So I'm not worried about my plants dying off or going completely yellow. I don't know. I'll have to take you on a tour. I couldn't do it this morning like I had intended because I was not allowed to even shower until my husband got back home, because I couldn't leave her side. The queen was not thrilled at all. She wasn't feeling good. Her stomach wasn't feeling great. She got into something. She's much better now, thank God, because anyway, sidetrack. If in the event the soil is taking too many nutrients from your plant, it's not that difficult to come amend the soil, plant by plant. Do not be afraid to get started. Trust me when I say, if you followed us along so far just this year, you'll notice we bought blocks and we mulched this 40 by 40 area with the intention of making it a raised bed garden and using the blocks to have a raised bed garden. But I had no plan on how many beds I was gonna do, how big the beds were. Like, I didn't think I was gonna do this long of a bed, and I might actually, I don't know. Well, I ended up doing it this long because of the cattle panel, for the tomatoes. I told you that already. But this is the main one, and I don't think that I'll do a bunch more long ones like this. I might just do a bunch of smaller ones, but we'll see. It's kind of like it's a living project, and it is vulnerable to change of plans and pivoting, and just like real life, you think you're gonna go one way and then you end up taking a complete detour, and it's probably one. A lot of times those detours end up being the best scenic route detours ever. So what I'm trying to say is, don't get so caught up in crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Nature is not that fickle. Granted, some plants are that fickle. Don't even get me started on houseplants, but nature really is not that fickle. I am planting, this looks like a lot of mulch, but like I was showing you earlier, once you get under the surface, oh, hold on, grass root. Once you get under the surface, it's really composted down. And that's another reason why I watered it quite a bit. Actually, I watered it last night a few times. I watered it today again a couple times, because all of those smaller particles, the more composty things, will kind of like sift their way to the bottom and settle at the bottom, while the bigger things tend to stay on top. And the bigger things are good for retaining moisture and keeping plants happy. don't be afraid to get started. Just start growing is what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple more of these things planted because I did go inside and let my husband know that I'm ready to eat. So he's gonna be waiting on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple things planted so I don't feel like a complete and utter failure today for being so exhausted. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, little by little equals a lot, and as long as I get a couple things planted today, I'm ahead of where I was yesterday. So thank you for watching. Come back next time. Don't forget, I already said the little by little.
Grow as we go.
Come back and learn as we grow with us. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoy our garden or want to see the progress and follow along with us. Grandma, we love you. We hope you are enjoying these videos. I can't wait for all of this stuff to bloom and blossom so you can see the actual and fruit. I wish you were closer so we could bring over the fresh fruit and I could plant you a little garden and sunflowers and all that because I know how much you love them. But anyway, we love you, Grandma. Everybody else, we love y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I'm so tired. Okay. It's pretty sad. You want to get in the mix, Cat? That's good. Can you go give me that down there?
Wait, what? This?
Bucket? Yeah. There. Jesus. That bucket, please.